This is game 2 of Rain versus RESIN.
Now, who are we watching? Whose lens is this we're watching through?
This is Lucar's Moskva.
Lucar's Moskva. Okay.
Who
cool.
played, I believe, at the top of C most of the game.
He played at the top of the C most of the game. That's correct. Yeah.
Right. For those of you guys who don't know, one of the requirements of King of the Sea is that both teams must submit one replay file. This allows the team to, the tournament organizers to render an overall top-down map view of the battle itself. They get statistics about the game. They get the points at the end in case of tiebreaker, all that stuff. Side effect, we all have the ability to download those replays. So y'all could do this if you wanted to. If you wanted to watch top-tier gameplay, you could go onto the site and download it yourself.
I'll warn you, sometimes top-tier gameplay is a real snooze fest.
It is absolutely a snooze fest. So this is a good.
Go ahead.
Go. You go.
I was gonna say we have the advantage of being able to see the entire board, right? But if you're sitting at the helm of any one, you're one of 9 ships on the field. Sometimes your little corner of the map is boring, and that's just the way it is.
So that's why I like doing this. Because it allows us to get a better idea of how the battle unfolds versus like Raptor said, we all see everybody where everybody's going. We're like, oh, this guy better watch out for that guy over there. He doesn't know that guy's over there, but at some point he will,
Exactly.
So, Putin and I tried this out last weekend, by the way, where we did old style casting. He took one team, I took the other.
Oh, and I missed that. I love doing that.
The feedback from the viewers was they really liked it up until first contact. After first contact, they wanted to see the whole board. So, unfortunate.
Well, one of the things that you and I try to do in these kinds of matches, right, is remind people that we can see everything, but the opposing team can't. So the nice thing about having God mode is being able to look at the map and see plays before they develop. Right? You can see ships moving together and you'd be like, okay, something interesting is about to happen right here. We need to be prepared. I'm going to move the camera down there. It's about to happen. But, sometimes you can't always, sometimes it's not always the case. So
exactly.
In the olden days, that was much more difficult to do.
Now, if you need to take a break, sir, go.
Yes, I do. I'm gonna head out for a spell. I will be back momentarily.
Okay, when you come back, I will take a break myself too. So enjoy. In the meantime, y'all are stuck with me. Deal with it. By the way, this is a very powerful position to be in a Moskva or Stalingrad or Petro on this map. The island gives you an awful lot of cover on the left. I like to talk about this when I do replay analysis. You use an island as your shield. You hold it up with your left or right hand, kind of like the old Spartans of old, and you use that to protect yourself from torpedoes, from shells, and vision, except for radar, hydro, and planes, but you get the idea. So Lucar's gonna poke around just a tad. He's looking for shots, and you can see just the minuscule shot that he has on Mad Dog's Delny. He's got AP in the barrels. Now those will do guaranteed damage and penetration versus HE shells, which I don't know the armor scheme on the Delny off the top of my head, but they could shatter on the Delny side. Khabarovsk, which Delny replaces, has 50 millimeter shell or side plate armor, right? So 5-0. And these are Moskva shells, so they're 220 divided by 6. What does that bring you? 6 is the penetration formula, so 220 divided by 6 is 36. So if the Delny has 50 millimeter plate armor, then HE will not penetrate that armor. It could break things, it could start a fire, but it won't do damage to that Delny. All right. In the meantime, you can see both D and E are covered. This trick here with tapping the map button allows the player to just kind of get an idea of how far things are. It switches your view a bit, gives you a chance to kind of go with a little top down, but still you're in the game to see your ship, and that's really huge. If you just hit the M key, all you do is you see an icon that's where your ship is, but that doesn't tell you real crucial things like exactly where the island goes up until where your ship is oriented, how big it is, it looks, etc., etc. So, while we have a moment too, a huge thanks to all the people who have been following. We had a couple of people subscribing as well. I'm sure that's happening over on Raptor's stream too. So big thanks to all you guys for your support. You all are the reason we are here. You all are the reason why I spent 5 hours total doing setup for King of the Sea last weekend and another hour last night setting up, and why Raptor did 2 to 3 hours setting up last night for what we had thought would be probably 2 matches, right? So, big difference. All right, Stream Raiders is ready. Let's get that going. I'm going to take a look at the final setup here since I've got this all ready to go. Let me see what is going on with Rain versus Oh Boy. The voting is pending. The voting will start in 24 minutes. So they aren't even starting the vote for 24 minutes. 24 minutes from now is 9:35. They're not going to start on time. They're not going to start on time. They're not going to start until probably 9:50. I would say 9:50, guys. We will definitely get through another one of these games. And then we might pivot to Tivat Oh Boy. We'll see. Now, this is the part. They've seen FIFA now, okay? They see FIFA. They know there's a push. Look at the mad clicking. They know there's going to be something pushing up that extreme edge of the map. You can see it right there. They're pinging. They know it's coming. This is the part where they're going to shove Lucar. I think Lucar is the one who's going to go in the channel. They've already pinged it there. Yep. So he backs up. He moves forward. Now, if he comes out here and that Libertad to the south sees him, this is big trouble. So this is a risk right now. But they're assuming, based on last known, that he's leaving. Note, too, other Moskva is just outside of radar range from last spotted. So he can't be radared when he's making this transition. This is what I do for a living, so to speak, when it comes to streaming. I do replay analysis. We look at individual players' replays. Usually it's random battles or ranked. Sometimes co-op, sometimes operations. I've even done a couple of training room battles. I don't care. This spot here is a very powerful position for a Moskva because, again, island shield. This blocks so much stuff to the right. But as soon as that radar hits, you can see Lucar is immediately thinking, how can I prevent myself from getting smashed on the other side? And the Colombo, I talk about the Colombo, about battleships projecting power. FIFA here allows Lucar to be here because he's not worried about shells coming in from FIFA. That's huge. It's absolutely huge. Just typing out the chat. I love this play now. Again, the Colombo not being there and then the radar down. And then, again, look at the Libertad. Libertad spotted now at E. So that means that this part here is safe. And so that's what allows Lucar to say, fine, I'll just shove my Moskva in here and get the cap for free. Here's the Des Moines that poked out, got himself spotted. We can look away for a second. Okay, he's no longer detected. Big Boy's going to keep working on resets, and that's perfectly fine. I mean, Lucar doesn't care, right? He can weather that storm. Now, he should be looking at FIVA's Colombo right now. He should have AP in the barrels. He can arc a shell over and hit the Colombo, hit FIVA's Colombo on the side. You see, he's seeing it now. It's too late. because that island blocks it right there. But he's already switching to AP for afterwards. Guys, this points out something really important. Top tier teams, players, do make mistakes in this game. They do miss things, and that's okay. What makes a top tier player top tier, a super unicum player, if you will, it's that they know how to recover from mistakes, or they can minimize mistakes. And now 2 fires. Lucar, clearly the focus fire target for RESIN. There's the AP on FIFA. Welcome back, Raptor.
Hey, yeah, my timing's pretty good here.
The voting doesn't even start until like 35, so I don't think we're going to see the game until like 50.
Are you serious?
Voting starts in...
Hell?
Well, wait. Did they just change it? Now it says 23 hours and 50 seconds, so...
No. It's like voting should have already started.
Yeah, well, it has not. Unless they're doing it old style.
Fail. It's because it's set for tomorrow.
Yep.
They have it set for tomorrow.
Yep. Whatever. All good. So there's the Libertad that I think was Peyton, right? Yeah, Peyton grabbing the decap. Now he's trying for shots on the Libertad all the way on the other side of the map. He's getting the hits, but you might recall he's not going to be able to get the full kill. The big problem is at Des Moines. The Des Moines thought that he could take Dastard.
We're being told we can cast the first map of the third place game. Neither official stream is going to cover it, so we should have space for everyone.
Great.
We will wait for that map to end before we start the first map of the grand finals.
Okay.
Let's go ahead and finish this replay, because I think we've got time. They're still voting, I think. Hold on. Let me check. No, they're actually done. Let me go hop in that training room.
Okay, please do.
Scheduled
for 55.
I don't know. I'm just saying. The teams aren't in here, but the bottom line is that we can. Okay. We have at least a game. We have a game. We have some live action to keep us entertained for a spell. Okay, Resin Tivat.
What I might do is set up the next replay after this, and then I'll get my bot ready, and then if it looks like we're going, then I'll do my famous run over. Because that's what I typically do.
Yep.
All right, Rain versus Resin then. Game 3. No.
Yeah.
There's the win. And we're going to look from Resin's perspective. Okay. So that's the win, y'all. That's going to put Rain up 2-0. And look at the damage. Lucar did 21,000 damage because this is a team game.
Exactly.
It's all about his positioning. But take a look at his potential. 636,000.
In a game based on control zones, damage may not win the game.
Exactly.
What's going on here, fellas?
All right, so this is game 3, everybody. This is game 3 of Rain and Resin. This is now from Resin's perspective. So this is Fryce's Shimakaze. This will be interesting.
Engine boost activated. Action stations.
All right, I'm going to step away for a moment and grab a snack and open my door.
Okay, sure. Okay. All right, guys, so if you remember this game, you remember that RESIN tried this triple destroyer rush to sea that sort of did work. They did manage to bag the cap, but Rain was able to blunt a little bit of it. They did get some radar downrange on these guys. They got some chip damage in and so on. I know you guys won't hear this for a few minutes, but somebody in my chat asked if we're casting the finals or the third place game. We are casting the finals when it comes available. We debated casting the third place match. And in the end, because as Zap pointed out earlier, in general, we tend to dodge the official stream. Usually when you are a sidecar to what the official stream is doing, you're beholden to their schedule because it's their show. They call the times, they call the cadence of the stream, right? To put it to kind of sum it up. So, if they're running behind, guess what? You're running behind, whether the teams are or not. And so we debated avoiding it, but I think we realized eventually it was like, well, this is what people are going to want to see. And at the time, there was the possibility that RESIN might make it. You know, I was like, well, I mean, let's just do it. Let's cross our fingers and hope they play well enough. And unfortunately, they're in the third place match. But we are going to get to see them a little bit at least here. So now you can see this is the triple Delny, the double Delny Shimakaze push to B here at the start of this game, right? These guys are going to, the Delnys in particular are going to take a little chip damage. Ironically, nobody really shoots at Fryce, which is actually kind of relevant, right? Because the Delnys have heals. They can be like, yeah, I'll burn for a little bit, whatever, no big deal. They're going to grab this C cap. They're not going to hold. They're going to get about 20 or 30 points off this C cap, and then it's going to flip the other way. They don't get to keep it very long. Now, you see, Fryce is doing something that I am still occasionally trying to teach myself to do in my Shimakaze, and that is, you know, don't vomit all your torpedoes at one target. Stagger the launches. Time them so that give your opponent multiple things they have to worry about rather than just volleying them all at once.
Not only that, but if the first one gets a hit, forces the DCP, the second will be a sticky flood. Ouch.
Precisely. That's another reason. One of the things that I've tried to do over the years is train myself on a ship that's got 3 torpedo racks, like going all the way back to like Fubuki at tier 6 is, you know, very commonly I will try to hold a rack in reserve. I'll fire 2, like no big deal, but that third one I'm always holding, looking, maybe an angle that someone's not expecting, or, you know, just like you said, looking for that opportunity to stick a flood. And sometimes it works, sometimes it doesn't. So yeah, they get about 21 points off this B push, but that's about all they're going to get. They didn't give up a lot of health for it, so that makes it reasonable, but they did give up probably a little too much for only 20 points. I said B, I meant C. Whatever. This push into the middle of the board.
Yeah, we're used to the old cap layout.
Yep.
And yeah, as far as covering the final round, I mean, it's really hard, right? Like, for one, nobody wants to watch the 2 people who failed to get to the World Series duke it out.
Right.
But yet, you know, we have those games and they don't in baseball, right? So...
Yep.
Interesting that Fryce is naked, though. I'm kind of disappointed.
I mean, you don't need a camo anymore.
I know. I'm just saying.
It is disappointing because it's always fun to see teams coordinate that stuff just to see what they do.
Mm-hmm.
Now, what's interesting to me about this particular matchup, right? We watched that whole North replay from Lucar's perspective.
Yes.
And now we're watching the next game from Fryce's perspective, and they're kind of like they're like the 2 guys in the ring here in the middle of the map.
Yes.
Lucar is camping the island. Fryce basically never leaves the bottom end of the sea cap. He works this extreme southeastern corner of the sea cap almost the entire game, constantly vomiting torpedoes back in Lucar's direction, hoping that he'll get something out of it.
Now, the other thing I want to think about too, because we've got Lucar over there on the one side and we've got Arturius on the other. With radio location, right, it always points to the nearest target, but it also tells that target, hey, you're being pointed at. And I wonder if Fryce going back and forth was to also like throw off the radio, you know, like the hey, you're radio located. Hey, you're radio located. You know, like okay, Shima's coming this way, guys, right? And then oh wait, no, he's not.
I don't know.
You get into the mind games, you know.
Well, that's the thing about radio location, and we've talked about this before. Previous Kings of the Sea, I think we talked about it back in the regionals. Is that radio location is a bit of a double-edged sword, and as the skill has been in the game longer and longer, teams have gotten better and better about using it, just like you say, to play mind games with their opponents, to surprise them with positionals, you know, positions and ships in areas that it's like, oh, my RPF said this, but then suddenly, surprise, right? It, you know, as good a skill as RPF is, it can be used against you. Having that skill on your ship can be used against you if you aren't careful.
Yep. How's things looking in the training room, sir?
RESIN is all here. Tabata is all here. Well, they're both down a player, but I suspect we're not that far away from a game.
Okay.
They basically, if they want to, go ahead.
Can you do me a favor, just ask in there, hey, when is start time?
They said they're going to start at 35 after.
Okay, that's in 6 minutes.
Yep.
A little bit more than that. Okay.
I would not dawdle, though.
No, I don't plan on it.
Okay. Okay.
So what we are going to do is what we do in Spaceballs. We're going to prepare to fast forward.
Prepare to
fast forward. Fast forward.
Fast forward.
Fast forwarding, sir. So we're going to watch this at 3 times or 4 times speed. And then we're going to get to now.
When will now be then?
Soon. How soon?
In fact, never play this again.
That's right. Oh, here's the key right here. Here, I'll go back to normal speed. This is the key right here. So Malibu moving forward, and here's the staggered torps. And look,
Yeah,
Fryce is like, I'm going to watch this torp.
Fryce is finally going to get one. Oh, I'm finally going to. Oh.
Fast forward.
He does finally land one. Fast forward, fast forward, fast forwarding.
He's got to wait for the next one.
Yep. Okay, so he takes a radar there. They push him back off the cap.
So now he's looking again for the next torpedo. And here's the difference. See, Malibu backing all the way up. Most players, and especially in randoms and ranked, right? You'd lock onto him, you'd fire with the white line, and the torps would either hit the island, or you'd say, well, I'm not going to shoot him now because he's backing up. You forget that it takes like a minute and a half
the torpedoes to get there. Yeah.
Right. So a lot happens in that time. Look at the score. Now, this might be the replay bug. There's a fun replay bug where it puts the score on the wrong team.
The wrong side. Yeah, that's what you're looking at. Because I 100% guarantee you that Rain has the lead right now.
Yes, because we were talking about that. We said, Resin's got to find a way in.
Here's where he finally is going to land. I think his only torpedo hit of the entire game is going to come right here. In the second wave, he's going to get one into the bow of Malibu. There it is.
Libertad.
Yep. That's going to knock Mal down to about 7K. And I think he's going to flood out. Yeah, he's flooding. So he doesn't. Yeah, there we go. Fryce floods him out.
We destroyed an enemy battleship.
Yeah, the dominoes basically sort of had to fall in exactly the right way at exactly the right time for Resin to win this game. Just because of when the kills occurred. And because of how long they spent pushed off of capture zones.
Exactly.
Ship is on fire.
Okay, both teams are here. They're not all completely ready, but they're getting close.
Okay.
Fryce is about to... Doesn't he bite it here? Or does he sneak away? I think he does. Yeah, they get him here in a minute.
But the damage
goes out
has
here
been done.
Right, yeah, he goes out here right at the end.
Perfect. I can get a death pick for this.
Ta-da!
Yes. Excuse me. Pause the action.
Your washed out death pick.
Hold on. Gotta wait. There we go. See, the color, it comes back, which is kind of weird and annoying, but this is the part that we never just take a moment to appreciate just how damn beautiful this game can look.
The game is gorgeous. The game has always been gorgeous. And
if you get over the fact that you're
years.
dead. Yeah, exactly. They have improved it over the years.
Stop being mad that you're dead, and look at how gorgeous you look. Look how amazing.
You, ladies and gentlemen, are beautiful people.
Exactly.
And Peyton just taking all the torps.
Turn this off. We know how this ends.
All right, fast forwarding. Look at all the points getting up on the top. Ta-da!
Hey, look, they win.
Yeah, they win.
That was
we
a
gotta
really good game.
That was a good game. I got 3 minutes to get in, so that's why we fast forwarded.
Yeah, be fast. All the teams are here and all the teams are ready.
All right. Let them know I'm coming, please.